Hello dear students and welcome back to our online classes. Today we have our 7th lesson in numeracy. We are going to cover how to find out fractions of numbers. The title of the lesson is Fractions of. You can find the lesson on page 88 in your books. The learning objective is how to find a fraction of a number, and we don't have any new words to learn about. So, for example, if we say, what does 1 out of 2 or half of a number like 38 mean? To find out a fraction of any number, we need long division. But how? The fraction is 1 out of 2 and our whole number is 38. To find out this fraction, we need to divide the number 38 by the denominator of the fraction. So here in our case, the number is 38 and the denominator is 2. Yes. So our long division will be looking like this. Again, we need to find out 38 in the multiples of 2, so we will just recite the multiples of 2 until we reach the number 38, or a number close to it. Let's see another example. What is 1 out of 3 of 24, or what is 1/3 of 24? Again, we are looking for 24 in the multiples of 3 in order to be able to divide it. 3 times 8 equals 24. So if we put 8 up there, we will have 24 and our work will be complete. So 1/3 of 24 is 8. Let's look at a bunch of more examples. Here we have a grid. If the question says, what is 1/8 of the grid? If the question said, what is 1/8 of the grid, or shade 1/8 of the grid, you should be doing it like this. We need long division. But before that, step 1, we need to find out the number of the cells in the grid. Step 2, then, because we have the total amount of cell, we need to divide that number by the denominator of the fraction we have here, and in this case, it's 8. We can count one cell at a time, like this, but it will take a lot longer, and we can just count the cells in each row and then multiply them together. 8 times 5 equals 40. The total amount of cells we have is 40. So we divide 40 by 8. We are searching for 40 in the multiples of 8. There we have it. 8 times 5 equals 45 there and the 40 there. So we have to shade 5 cells in the grid. 1/8 of the grid, or 1/8 of 40, equals to 5. We will do more examples with a grid. So now we have the number of the cells of the grid, which is 12, and we divide it by the denominator of the fraction, which is 6. Again, we should find 12 in the multiples of 6. 2 times 6 equals 12. So we need to shade two parts or two cells of the grid. I skipped question 2 because I will be posting it to you as an assignment. Now let's just move on to question 3. What fraction of these squares is shaded? We need to first find out the total amount of spaces in this square. If we count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so we have 8 and only 2 of them shaded, so the fraction is 2 out of 8. And for B, again, we need to find out how many cells we have in general. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And only 5 of them is fraction. We have 5 out of 9. We can make this one more simplified and find out the fraction of the cell that is shaded by dividing both numerator and denominator by 2, because we need our numerator to be 1, just like the other examples. So if we divide it by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 1/4 of this fraction or 1/4 of this fraction is shaded. But we cannot do the same thing for B because 2 and 8 were multiples of each other and we could divide them by each other. But here 9 and 5 are not multiples of each other. You can't find anywhere in the timetables of 5 any number that if we multiply it with 5 it reaches 9. So we are just skipping that. Then we have question number 4 in page 89. We have 3 questions that we need to work the fractions out. And then we have question number 5. What is 1/3 of 12? First, in question number 4, again, because it's 1/3 of 18, we should divide 18 by 3 and then find 18 in the multiples of 3. If we multiplied 3 by 6, we get 18. So 1/3 of 18 is 6. Then B, it says, what is the fraction of 1/4 out of 16? Again, 16 divided by 4. We find 16 in the multiples of 4. 4 times 4 is 16. There you have it. 1/4 of 16 is 4. And then our final question for question number 4 is 1/5 of 25. 25 divided by 5. And then we need to find out 25 in the multiples of 5. Alright, so 1/5 of 25 is 5. And the last question we have is question number 5. What is 1/3 of $12? Four times 3 is 12. So 1/3 of $12 is 4 or $4. Okay guys, that's the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned the material well. If you didn't, please do let me know in the comments. Thank you and see you next time.